Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Make sure you all like, subscribe, and comment on this video. This video is number 3, and we'll get straight into it. This video we are going to talk about basically the console. The last video we learned about values, and the one before we learned about names, but this one is going to be talking about the console, and we're going to talk about what it is and everything. So lines of code are instructions. So basically what we type in and what program we make, basically those lines that make the program are called instructions for the computer to follow. And when we run the code, we tell the computer to follow the instructions we put together. So we are the ones that make it. And the order of instructions matters because the computer follows the instructions line by line. So we're going to arrange these lines to the correct order, beginning from step 1 to step 3. So right here, step 1 should be first, step 2 should be second, and step 3 should be last, because the computer, wherever the computer sees first, like if it's seeing 2 first, it'll run 2 first. If it's seeing 3 first, it'll run 3 first. If it sees 1 first, it'll run 1 first. But whatever one you have at the top, it'll run first. Remember that. Whatever at the top runs first. Alright, so next, with special instructions, which is print, we tell the computer to display a value in the area of the console, also known as a shell. So its console is what you put this statement in. Y'all don't have to really worry about the console and running everything, but it's really nice to know, and I still advise you taking notes. So we can use print instruction as often as we want. The computer displays every value on a line in the console. So right here, we are going to put in parentheses, go. Without parentheses, you'll get an error, and with the error, that means you cannot run or go forward with your program. And always make sure when you coding or whenever you put anything inside your shell or inside your console, make sure you always have the proper parentheses and the proper quotation mark when you have this print right here. Whenever you printing something, make sure you have this, and make sure you have whatever you want to put inside there, apple, and make sure you have a quotation mark afterwards, and make sure you have your parentheses after your quotation mark. Alright, so we can use print to display variables like greeting too. So right here, this is a variable. So instead of typing this hello, world, exclamation mark, instead of writing that back over, we can print it by just simplifying it and by just putting greeting. It'll run the same. It will display hello world. So basically what this was, this is called, this right here, this is called a variable. The variable is basically a storing unit that you can store either a string inside of, and numbers, but you don't have to worry about that right now. But we can store strings inside of variables, and we can put this. It'll run by putting blue. Maybe I should have used blue marker, but yeah, blue. Alright, so color equals blue. Or and then when you put print, PRINT, color, it will result in blue, because blue stores, well, color stores blue, and then what we put, and we won't have to worry about the parentheses when we store variables. And variables, once again, is store something else because it's already stored. Okay, and the output right here, is hello world because it was stored inside the variable. Alright, so when we display variables in the console, their values appear instead of their names. If we print name here, it will show its value. It's basically saying that instead of putting Danny's again, or whatever it says, instead of putting a string right there, instead of doing that, we can just put a name. It runs exactly the same. So how do we know hello world is a string? So you can pause the video right now. Alright, so we know that hello world is a string. The first option says it starts and ends with double quotes, or it contains letters and symbols. Okay, we can eliminate the second option because we know that variables can contain letters and symbols also. But how we know it's a string? String starts and ends with quotation marks. That's how we know it's the first one. What is the console? You can pause the video at this time. So the way we know it's a console is because it's the area where we write the code, or is the area that displays the output. Alright, so the answer is the area that displays the output. The reason why it's the area that displays the output is almost like when you think of when you playing on your console, which is probably your Xbox or your PlayStation. Probably it would display, or like you don't have to worry about, like, it's once you use the console, it displays things to your TV. So that's the way to think about it. So what does the special instruction print does? You can pause the video this time. So the special instruction print, the first option says it creates a variable. The second option, it says it displays a variable. Oh no, excuse. So it displays a value in the console. So yeah, the answer is the second one. The reason why it's the second one, not the first one, is because the first one, it says it creates a variable, and that is incorrect. Now if it said what does the phrase behind the equal sign meant, or in front of the equal sign meant, then it would have been that. But you don't have to worry about that. It print displays. You can think about printing. When you use a printer, you don't have to worry about anything else, but it printed and it displays on paper. So that's what it does. So when does this code display in the console? So what does this code display in this console? Okay, you can pause the video at this time. So the answer is it displays. If you got another answer, you probably got sport. It would not print sport because that is not a string. Only strings and other values get displayed. The reason why it's not sport, again, is because, let me say this, sport, it holds a value of B dash ball. And therefore, every time you see sport, it will be actually B dash ball. Alright, so display the value daily inside the console. Okay, we want the value, not the variable. We want the value. The value of something always have to have a variable. So the variable is frequency. So we will say print. So we want, basically, when you see print, we can say to ourselves, we want to see this in the console. And what we want to see in the console, we want to see daily. And what is daily? Daily is a variable stored inside, or yeah, daily is a string that's stored inside the variable frequency. There we go. So add the symbols to display this string value in the console. So the only thing we have to do is put the parentheses before the quotes, quotation marks, and after the print statement. So display the value of last name. So we want to print. So basically, remember again that print is saying to yourself that I want to see this. Print. What we want to see. We want to see the last name. What's the last name? Last name is Lightyear. And how we know this is because it's stored inside last name. Also, feel free to leave comments in the video or on the video if you have or need any help. And then basically, we are moving very fast. So display the value of the job variable. So it asks me to basically, basically saying that I want to see whatever's stored inside job. How do we do that? We can use job. Why we use that instead of typing it out? The reason why we print job is because job is a variable. And once again, the variable store things. And this will make your journey a whole lot quicker. And when you have to type in things instead of always typing and printing out things in strings, you can use the variable instead. Alright, good job. Thank you for joining me on episode 3 of this amazing journey of Python. Make sure y'all download this app. This will also help you. And basically, the app name is called Mimo, and basically Mimo. It'll be in the description below. And y'all check it out if you want to learn how to finish your Python journey. If you want to go into web development, that is back end, front end, basically knowing how to get into that. This app have that also. So if you like Python, you can just pick web development option for the path you want to take. And thank you again for joining me on this video. Thank you and have a great day.